Hello, my lovely peoples. I'm sitting in a parking lot waiting for my son to go grab some groceries. Pays to have kids. I just wanted to share my vision for the coffee shop. Well, I guess not the full vision, but where it was birthed for me. And I don't remember if I've shared it fully, but I wanted to just give all the detail. And for those of you who haven't heard, and just so I can have a video of it to share whoever's interested. Basically, when I was 7 years old, we lived in the mountains, no electricity. We had this little shack shed in our backyard. It was about the size of a coffee cart. The little houses, little coffee house that is a drive-through. And it did not look like a coffee house. It looked like a shack. But my little 7-year-old mind said, this could be a coffee shop. And I was picturing the hot cocoa we would give to the customers. I was imagining the gummy worms and the yummy treats we would give people. And I was so excited. Little 7-year-old me had no idea how impossible that probably was, since we were 23 miles out of town, up in a mountain, and no electricity. So most likely we wouldn't get a lot of drive-thrus there. Anyway, God reminded me of that several times in my life, and I started realizing maybe it was a dream he put in me. Later on in my 30s, we lived in Redding, California, and I was at a conference, and somebody came up to me and basically said, I don't know where I'm getting this, but have you ever thought of like opening a coffee shop? And I was just like, wow, like it had been way, way put on the shelf. Like, I'm dreaming, I'm whatever. So that kind of, okay, Lord, maybe this is you. Then fast forward, we moved to Oregon, 2010, and just start getting this unction. I think I maybe should step forth towards this coffee shop. I'm downtown in Eugene, just thinking, I think I should actually look into what would it cost to even do this. And it could be cool to do this and teach my children about business, I'm all about legacy. God's all about legacy. It could be like a kingdom business right in the center of the town. Oh my gosh, I'm getting excited. And then I drive home. I run to the bathroom. Abby bangs on the door and she's like, Mama, you should start that coffee shop. You should make it be in the family that you pass on to your children and their children, like legacy. And you should find out how much is it going to cost. And I'm just sitting in the bathroom like, okay, Lord, you're amazing. And my kids have been excited ever since I even mentioned anything. And they've been scheming and dreaming and telling me what needs to be at the shop. Liam wants to make sure there's a basket of toys, especially Transformers, and jars of candy on the counter that people can buy. Abby's naming, working on the logo, we've been just all this fun stuff. So as we're doing that, and actually before all that, I had been in this business group, and I saw this woman who had started a coffee shop, and one of the names I was thinking of is My Cup Runs Over. But I didn't know if I really wanted that name, but I knew God was giving me that this coffee shop would be full of his presence and just running over, pouring out, under the door jams, reaching the city, inviting people into the presence of God through a coffee shop. So I click on that girl's name and hey, I've been thinking about starting a coffee shop and I see that you've done that. Any advice? She's like, oh my gosh, I'm a Christian. Yes, do it, do it, do it. Let me send you an article about my shop that I started in Tennessee. She sends me the article, and the shop is My Cup Runs Over. I'm like, you just can't make this up. I go onto Instagram an hour later. This picture pops up, and actually, sorry, it didn't pop up, so it wasn't an ad that was eavesdropping on what I said, but it was in Prophetic Art. Someone I follow, she had just posted a picture that day, and it was all these cups running over, pouring out. I have to find it to put it on this video. And it was about my cup runneth over. So I'm like, oh my gosh, Lord, I'm freaking out. You're serious. So then I'm going through this process, taking the steps I can. He starts giving me more and more insight. People are coming alongside, favor all over this. I'm getting excited, freaked out. And I just keep moving forward. And then I'm like in my room praying, talking to God, like, Lord, is this really for this year though? Like, I mean, to actually start this year, or just like, and I'm like, okay, you gave me that name, my cup runs over. Where is that scripture anyway? I look it up, Psalm 23. And oh my goodness, they're talking, you've probably heard many of the prophetic voices saying this year is a Psalm 23 year, 2023. And I am just like, wow, okay, you're saying to go for it.